So, this is probably unexpected. You're probably wondering right now, yo, where the hell is Crude at? Where the hell have the videos been? Who's this asshole? And all of that's going to be explained throughout this video, but before I get to that, I think I should properly introduce myself because this is a video I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. I've just never really been sure of when to do it and how to go about it, but I think that with the decade about to end and a new decade about to begin, this is the right timing. So anyway, my name is Eric, I'm 21 years old, and if you couldn't tell already by just how bizarre the content is, it's something that I really care about, even if the lack of consistency doesn't show that. And it's something that I definitely want to take even further in terms of just being more consistent and one day having this as a full-time job, just not exclusive to YouTube. And that's something that's going to be explained a bit more in this video and a lot more in the future. And while it's definitely not going to happen now in terms of having this as my job, it definitely will happen one day. I'm very confident in that with the plans that Gonzi, CodeRip, and I all have in terms of what's to come for ColdWaveClub. But again, that's going to be explained a bit more later on in the video. But with proper introductions out of the way, let's get to what I really want to talk about in this video. So, for starters, I want to talk about the content for this channel in terms of what's to come for the future. Now, with anything like rants, my thoughts, what was, reading series, any sort of normal content like that, that's staying exactly the same. No plans for any of that to change. It's still going to be the main sort of content on the channel, at least for right now. Now, when it comes to the story content, alter ego, guilt-ridden, macrocosm, I'll admit that when it comes to macrocosm, I have not been as active as I should be. I haven't done nearly as much with it as I should have this year. I've only uploaded 2 videos. 2 episodes of Macrocosm this year. I should have had at least 4 or 5 uploaded by the end of the year. But considering what's been going on in my personal life, that's unfortunately been a bit impossible. So basically the gist of it is that, without going into too much detail, because in general I'm a pretty private person, so I don't like talking about what goes on in my personal life really ever online. Even on my own personal Twitter and Instagram accounts, I don't like getting too in-depth with some shit like that. But basically, I've been in the middle of a move for the past week or so. And while a lot of stuff has been brought into the house and organized, and we have a lot of essentials already, as with pretty much most moves when it comes to moving into a brand new home, or more specifically a house, there's still plenty of work to be done in terms of maybe a few modifications to the look of the house, and just still having to bring in new shit like couches, and maybe replacing a fridge. And on top of having to pack everything and then unpack it later on once you're in the new home. But it goes even further than that. Basically, without, again, going into too much detail, we should have been in here November 8th. Or maybe even earlier, but that goes into a full-on story, which I don't want to explain, but basically we should have been in here November 8th, but then we weren't. And then it got delayed again, and again, and again, and again. And it led to a whole lot of stress for all of us when it comes to moving in here, and it was just a very unnecessary and ridiculous situation, and we're just happy that the nightmare part of it, I say that with quotations, nightmare part is pretty much now done with, in terms of just finally being in here, having the key, having at least a place to sleep in, even though it's a bit more than that, but still, it's nice to just be able to chill. I mean, I've barely had the time to even just watch YouTube videos up till yesterday, but thankfully that's now changing, and I could just, we can all just enjoy ourselves a little bit. And you're probably wondering, okay, but how does that tie into Macrocosm? Well, how that ties into it is that, with how episode 3 and beyond is written, I've made it so that I needed to be in here in order for the video to be filmed, as well as future episodes beyond just episode 3. If you saw the ending of episode 2, then you saw that Crude may have been in the middle of being teleported, and that new location, without saying much, because I don't want to spoil anything, has to do with this new house that we're in. And that's going to be explained. Again, I'm not spoiling anything. Believe me, I wouldn't do that. I don't like spoilers either. Trust me. They're annoying as shit. But yeah, had things gone like they should have when moving in here, then episode 3 would have already been filmed along with episode 4, and both would be uploaded already. And I'm also definitely not happy with the gaps in terms of release between each episode, like episode 1 being released at the very end of April, then episode 2 at the very end of August. And I didn't want to have to wait over 4 months for episode 3, just like the first 2, but again, this whole move with the way it's worked out, it's made it impossible. I don't like using it as an excuse, but considering the 1,000 or so times I pulled this sort of shit with not uploading for a month, I guess it's nice to have some sort of excuse for once. So yeah, bottom line is that the episode should have been out much sooner, and episode 3 should have probably been out in November, like I wanted to, but hey, shit happens. That's just how life is, you know. When shit happens, all you gotta do is just get through it and just work from there and just hope for the best after that. So that's why episode 3 will be released in January instead. And then all episodes from that point onwards are going to be released a lot more consistently and a lot quicker. Like episode 4, I could see being released as early as February or even March, but we'll just have to wait and see. At the end of the day, this is just a one-man show. There's only so much I can do. Even with the schedule, it could still become impossible to stay on track with when I want to upload something. So just bear with me here, no matter how much of a pain in the ass I may be. But the plan as of now is to get episodes 3 through 12 of Macrocosm uploaded throughout 2020, with episode 12 being the finale of the arc. So hopefully that'll work. I'm confident it will now that we're here and now that things can actually move forward, but you never know. But fingers crossed. But with all that out of the way, what I really want to talk about is the future in terms of content, not just for my own channel, but also, some of you are probably aware of this. Hopefully you remember this from the trailer that was posted, not just on my channel, but also on Gonzi's channel, CodeDrip's channel, the ColdWaveClub channels, ColdWaveClub itself. Now, to be perfectly honest, we have all agreed that we may have been a little premature about when we released the trailer. We may have done it a little too early, but to be fair, we were all pretty excited. We really just wanted to finally get something out. After finally having the logo made and the trailer made, finally having some sort of video to show off and present just what exactly we're all about with ColdWaveClub and what we plan to do, at least for right now. Finally getting all that out, it felt nice, and seeing the reception that we got just made us even more excited. Sure, from your perspective, it's probably not much. I mean, the most viewed version of the trailer in terms of what channel it's been posted on has at most, I would say, 160, 70 views, but even if that doesn't seem like much to most people, for us, the fact that we received any sort of reception at all is just fucking amazing, and we could not be more grateful. So to everyone who watched the trailer, whether you're one of my subscribers or one of Gonzi's subscribers, or whether you sub to either channel, we really want to thank you. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart that we are extremely grateful and happy with how ColdWaveClub has been received thus far. And we have a lot of plans for what's to come. And that means uploading a lot more frequently overall going into next year. We haven't been as active as we should be this year. We've posted at most one trailer and a mini rant for ColdWaveClub TV. Like, that's pretty sad. We should be ashamed of ourselves. I mean, we should all go in a corner and just cry to ourselves for at least 5 minutes. I know I did. But yeah, a lot of more content's coming, not just on ColdWaveClub TV or the main ColdWaveClub channel, but also on the brand new ColdWaveClub channel, ColdWaveClub Gaming, where you're going to see a whole lot of gaming-related montages from both Gonzi and CodeDrip. And on top of that, there's also the video that Achillean made. He's also a part of it. He's a recent addition to the to the collection, to the cult. So as our cult expands and we have more people as a part of the team, then we will be producing a lot more content. But new video is going to be releasing from him probably on the same day that this video goes up, And CodeDrip also has a new song coming out at the start of the year for the main channel. And again, a whole lot of gaming content planned for, obviously, ColdWaveClub Gaming. And if you're someone who creates content, whether you're a music producer, or you just know how to make songs, or if you're someone who just makes anything related to comedy or story videos, and I don't mean storytime videos, you know, those types. I'm talking about properly written out with characters and all that, you know, what you expect from something to do with a storyline of any kind. And again, with anything to do with comedy, or you're just someone who wants to make gaming content, then make sure to DM any one of us, depending on what branch of the collective you want to be a part of. Or just the ColdWaveClub Twitter itself. Trust me, we have plenty of room for anyone. Links should be in the description below, and sorry for shameless plugging. So yeah, with the ColdWaveClub shit out of the way, in terms of my own channel, I just really want to do more outside of just making the usual content. Now, I'm not saying that what you've come to expect from the channel is going anywhere. Believe me, it's not. Crude is still going to be the main protagonist, and after this video, as well as another video that I'm going to be talking about shortly, after these two videos, things will go back to how they were before. But something I definitely want to do is maybe this sort of video, I don't know, every once in a blue moon. So, probably never. I also really want to get into live streaming, whether it be on this channel as myself or as Crude, or just on Twitch to do gaming related stuff. While I definitely don't see any of that starting immediately, I definitely see that starting at some point next year. So, hope you look forward to that. So yeah, as a small recap, after how much of a pain in the ass the move was, we can finally go back to normal in terms of just regular content, along with story content being posted regularly again. Well, as regularly as it can be posted, going by previous years on the channel. And on top of that, something I forgot to mention is that I kind of was wanting to take a break from story-related content for at least a year, and I guess whether I wanted it to turn out the way it did or not, I did end up getting my wish. But now that all that fuckery's done with, we can finally go back to story content being posted more consistently again, or just more often. A lot of plans for ColdWaveClub, a lot of things I didn't even mention in this video that you will learn in due time. Trust me, this is only the start of what's to come for what we have in terms of years worth of plans. And I just want to do more shit outside of just the usual Crude content. You know, especially as time goes on and I have more and more ideas. There's just a lot more I want to do outside of just playing one character for the majority of videos, you know, just as myself in terms of, again, just live streaming. Even live streams is Crude. And that's pretty much everything. Next video is going to be a decade rewind video. If you've been around long enough, or if you've skimmed through the channel's catalog and content, then you've probably seen a few rewind videos. It started with Michiganery Rewind 2016, then 17, then 18, and for 19, I'm not just going to do 2019. Instead, I feel it's only right to do a decade rewind from content that I've made before Michiganery this decade, before it was even a thought, to what's been posted up till this video. So you're going to see some things you've probably never seen before. And yeah, that's it. I really do hope you liked this video. Being out of character like this, and talking to all of you, my audience, just as myself. I'll admit, I'm definitely a bit anxious, a little nervous. I hope I didn't come off that way too much. But yeah, a whole lot of content coming soon, especially for the three of you that actually give a shit about Macrocosm. I know they're not the most popular videos on the channel in terms of views, but there's something I have a major passion for. I love writing stories, so I'm gonna still continue doing them. And yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. And yeah, peace. Don't get me wrong, I like this new place, but the passing cars, they're definitely not helping. They're not helping at all. I'm gonna have to fight a bitch.